Hello everyone and welcome to the 2021 Mid-America Open presented by Discraft. I'm Rebecca Cox, joined here with Missy Gannon to bring you the feature card FPO Round 1 Back 9. And so far we've seen some kind of birdieable holes, but now we're getting to the part of the course where we have a few more tweeners. We're just trying to get our pars, so we'll see how this group navigates the back of the course. We're playing the back course at Albert Oakland Park instead of Harmony Bends, like this tournament is usually played at. So
a little bit of a switch up, yeah, from previous years, but so far playing fun. Hole 10, we have a par 3, 310 feet. There is an OB creek pretty close to the green, so we can all reach this hole, but it's just getting the height right and the angle right, and hopefully getting a putt.
I'm throwing I believe it's a biofusion escape. Very understable. Right line, wrong height.
Yep.
Yeah, this hole you kind of choose between either going for it across the creek or kind of laying up and just going for par. But it is 310 feet, so very reachable.
Yeah, and I'm going with that understable thrasher, playing the wooded line, which isn't really there.
Just gonna put it under the basket.
I mean, yeah, that was a little bit of luck. I had the right angle,
kind of
but
flew through those trees on the right side a bit,
yes.
But ended up really, really great.
Thanks.
Pixie's just trying to lay up here with her zone.
Yeah, gets that tree kick a little bit over to the left, but she should be all right.
Good pull by Cynthia.
Yeah, trying to work that Raider again. Again, it's just a little bit stable for some of the last throws she's had with it, but she's safe. That is not OB over there.
Thank you. That was a crystal's drone by Pixie.
Yeah, so you're forced to kind of throw this chip hyzer shot.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get past those trees.
Yeah, I just kind of have to flick up and try and get a bogey.
Cynthia's just trying to pitch out of that ditch.
Yep. Not ideal, but it is what it is.
Pixie in for par.
Yeah, it's such a gettable hole. Maybe I'll just have to throw a little higher. Do that Missy Gannon line.
Wouldn't recommend, but maybe it'll work again.
Tabbing in your birdie.
Yeah, that felt really good. I'm actually looking to just be like on that long side inside the circle, just kind of throw straight, but I'm happy. Hole 11, par 3, 365 feet. This is one route you can go, that left side. There is also a hyzer line that you have to kind of navigate some big pine trees. So we'll see what everybody takes. I'm definitely going that left side gap. I think that for me, it just opens up that line a little bit more, and those pine trees just sort of, if you get sucked into them, you kind of get dropped. So
Right.
That's my
You really
play.
want to try and bite off as much distance as you can. I mean, it's 365. It's not like none of us can reach it in theory.
Right.
But there's just it's too much going on in the fairway.
Yes.
So Pixie's just throwing, I believe that's her force.
Thank you.
And as you can see, it's not really a great position that she landed in right there. And it's kind of tough to put yourself in a good position where you're not like super far from the basket here.
Right. Cynthia trying to go that hyzer line, just a little bit of an early release. She could get up and down from there, though.
I put so much hyzer on this. I was scared to turn it over.
Yep.
But, yep, I'm kind of got this super low ceiling here, so I opt for the forehand upshot. Skip.
Yeah. Just a little bit more height, you would have been perfect.
Yeah, just outside the edge of circle 1.
And then Cynthia having to go that hyzer route again. There are definitely a few trees she has to navigate. She found herself in circle 2, looking back up at the basket. I have a pretty open line here. Just have to kind of toss up a anhyzer. I just threw it inside a little bit too much and got dropped. So a little longer of a putt than I want for my par.
Pixie must have really put a lot on this because it kind of skipped to inside circle 1 to circle 2. So
I almost imagine she wanted it to be a little lower out of her hand. I'm definitely trying to give this a bid with that step putt.
man, the step putt is looking good.
Thanks.
As you can see, she has about 400 branches, like right in front of her. So, so unfortunate to be 50 feet away and have no look at the basket.
Who doesn't have branches? Cynthia.
Yes. That feels good. That always feels good. You're kind of having a rough round and you finally bang a big putt.
Definitely. Yeah,
Beautiful.
she's had a couple of left side misses here, so it's nice to see her cash a big one.
Mm-hmm. Just a bit low.
Leaning up against the koozie, as we're calling them. Yeah, I mean, I had a tester for that bogey, but I'm happy to at least cash that in, minimize the damage a little.
I'm just tapping in my bogue.
Hole 12, par 3, 316 feet. Does play a bit downhill. There is also an OB path all along the left side, and then some woods, and eventually, I believe, OB on the right side. That shouldn't come into play unless you really turn something over. It's a pretty straight shot. It feels like a flex line, but it's almost just really straight. So definitely technical.
Yeah,
but
it kind of tricks you because you have to take that left side route.
yeah.
So it makes you think you're throwing more of a turnover than you really are. But
Yeah, and I got duped by that as well. I was trying to flex that, and I realized afterwards I did not have
what
to.
is that? Is
That's a
Zeus?
Zeus. And
Aw, Courtney, you should have thrown your thrasher.
yeah, I know. That's what I had in my hand otherwise, but that's the mistake. That's a big mistake. That should never happen.
Pixie is throwing her Z crank here.
Yeah, a little bit more flex on it than she probably wanted, but safe inbounds.
I'm throwing my flow again here.
Yeah, the angle was great. Matched the hillside a bit, just maybe a little low, but
Yeah, I kept it a little low again, but
also not OB. So
yeah. Bit of a misrelease there from Cynthia, but I also feel like the 80 to 100 foot range is kind of like a between a hard shot and just like little loft. You know what I'm saying?
yes, definitely. And with those branches, it's
Right.
You got a lot to think about, more than we would want. I even leave that short because of that low ceiling. Giving it a full bid there.
Yeah, it was high enough. I just gotta aim at the basket next time or something.
Oh, just a little low.
Yeah, that's been kind of Cynthia's misses, either left side change or in line with where she needs to be, but just a bit low. I know how that can go.
So unfortunately, I obliterated those 2 birdies I got recently.
Oh, whoops.
Let's see.
Well, that's okay. You had the room to do so.
It's true.
So,
true.
you know,
You know.
yeah.
tough.
Here's my birdogey. I hate doing that, but
Yeah.
it happens. Never gotten to see my putting yips in high definition before,
Right?
so this is fun.
Look at this. Hole 13, par 3, 340 feet. You'll likely see all of us go this way, which is a really tight technical sort of right or left to right turning shot, but pretty straight off the tee. There is a hyzer line that none of us are going to take, but
Yeah.
it's there, maybe for the men.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to throw the hyzer line, but it's just such a mash.
Yeah.
Who has a 350 hyzer?
Yeah, right. Just puring the gap. She did filter
Wow.
down the hill a bit, but
Yeah, that
any of
forehand
us,
is so good.
any of us would look for that shot.
To even have a look for putt at all at this basket would be great.
Yeah. Cynthia also has a great line on it. Just a little short, but she should be able to get up and down from there.
Yeah, you gotta keep it low enough so it doesn't trickle to left side OB, but the right side is also super not nice.
I loved this angle. You can't
too.
throw it that high on this hole. We just don't have the ceiling for that.
I love that line too. It's just so many trees in the way.
Right?
And just to the left, staying in bounds. What's that? Number 3, third patent pending?
Yeah,
Around?
and I'm not. I realize I have to work on these.
Go.
It went
Yeah.
too far. So definitely not what I'm looking for my par putt, but
Yeah.
we'll see what I have.
Yeah, I've done that where I have a certain shot where I'm like, wow, I'm throwing this a lot more often
Yes.
than usual. Maybe I should work on
Need
it.
to practice it. Yeah. Nice little flick approach from you.
Cynthia trying to bite off a little something there.
Yeah. Oh, there was
that branch.
Man. Yeah.
I hate branches that just totally ruin it.
I was pleasantly surprised to see a bit of a gap here. Just trying to block
Nice.
out all the trees and say, nope, this is a regular straddle putt.
What trees?
Yeah. Felt good.
Go, temper in the par.
Jamming that par putt in there. So nice to see that we had a couple looks for that birdie. But I think we're all okay with our par on this hole.
Yeah. Ooh, here we have the leaderboard. We have a 4-way tie for first at even.
Yeah, everyone's pretty close behind.
Yes.
A few more holes to go. A couple people are finished, but yeah, I mean there aren't a lot of birdies left to be had, so just trying to maintain and get your pars and walk away.
Yeah.
Hole 14, par 3, 342 feet. Does play downhill, and there is an OB creek just about, I don't know, maybe 280 feet down the fairway or so. So just looking to get it past that creek, and if you can get a good turn on it, there's a chance you can, get close for a birdie look because it is downhill.
Yeah, this hole plays really well for the forehand hyzer shot. If you can get enough distance there, just because the basket is so far right. There is that gap right there that you can see for the right side backhand. But it's very touchy.
It is. It doesn't look like it's there from the tee, as you can see, but it's way bigger than it appears from there.
It's just a tough angle, though.
Yeah, hard to commit to. I am thinking I'm going that right side gap. But just don't turn it over enough. Early release. I mean, good.
Yeah, that's
good rip.
That's the
but-
better mistake to make, is to be more left than like yank it right.
right.
And this is my stable raider.
Yep. Swooping to the right. getting past those. A local said they call them the Ninja Turtles, those trees in the middle. I don't know, but
Is there 4 of them?
yeah, there are.
I'm just gonna get a little run here. And I'm outside circle too, just looking the pitch up.
Yeah, this feels a little more technical of an upshot than I want, but just gotta throw it up there. And
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to have such like a cutoff upshot.
Mm-hmm.
But you and Cynthia have very similar approaches.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep. Get your par and get out of here.
Mm-hmm. Go.
And it just kind of sucks too because I feel like we can get like we got so close to this basket.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, I was like so close I can almost taste it.
Right. Right.
Hey everybody, I'm Paige Pierce, and today I'm going to talk to you about my 2020 Tour Series disc, the Buzz. What I love about this disc is its versatility. It's almost as far as a fairway driver, but it's so straight like a mid-range. The Buzz is a staple in my bag. I think this mold is perfect for anybody. With its slow speed and its controllable flight, it's good for all skill levels, and anybody would benefit from having a Buzz in their bag.
All right, hole 15, par 3, 300 feet. But you know, this angle is definitely a tough one to get. There's that OB kind of long and straight off of the tee, and then just like a big drop off on the backside on the right of the basket. It's a specific hyzer line that has to be low enough. But we also have exercise equipment right in the middle of the fairway. So.
True.
Just another obstacle we have to navigate.
Yeah, see through her Big Z Punisher. And we also have that OB on the left side too, that sidewalk.
Yep.
And I kind of like Cynthia's play here, throwing like the earlier hyzer.
Yeah, I was wondering
yeah.
if that was her play, to try to cut inside and play more that sidewalk side.
Yeah.
I've got my ESP Thrasher, a little more overstable.
Oh, it's a Thrasher?
Yeah, on
Girl,
hyzer.
I thought that was a Force.
No, it's nice and stable. And
Wow.
man, I thought this was parked because we had some big cheers up by the basket.
Oh yeah, that was a great shot. And
thank
then
you.
I saw you throw it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna disc up and try and get myself up there too. Whoops.
But we did think it was in trouble for a second. And I
Yeah.
mean, you're not in an ideal spot, but you're not OB.
Yeah,
so.
I'm about pin high, but just in the garbage a little bit. Yeah, I was a bit of not knowing my own strength there.
Yeah.
Wrong direction. Cynthia's little forehand approach.
And you can't see the basket at all, I'm sure, and just trying to...
I saw the band.
Did you? Okay, okay.
Saw a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Tried to give it a go there. Cynthia for a par. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice. Always feels good to bang a putt when you kind of leave yourself short. You're like, oh, dang, really?
Yep.
Left yourself a 25-footer. But that was beautiful execution.
So I've got like a little hyzer kind of putt, and I mean, I'm thinking I want this one. It would
Yeah.
feel like such a great birdie to get because there's so few of them.
Yeah. Kind of putt is a good description.
Yeah.
Not a lot to work with there, but
No.
probably one of the better drives on this hole.
Yeah, just a bunch of pars. And then hole 16, par 3, 420 feet. None of us are birdieing this hole. This is literally just trying to...
Spoiler alert.
I know. I mean, if any of us could get there, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
So even the men are just having to throw some huge Annie shots over these trees. We're just looking to get over the pond. Unfortunately, Pixie does hit that first tree and does come up short in the OB.
Yeah, and as you can see here, we don't have a straight approach to the basket. We all kind of have to filter out to the left here to give ourselves a look at an upshot. So even if, the field was completely clear, we probably wouldn't be reaching it, but we don't even have a chance to attempt.
Right. No, definitely.
So having such a long hole where we can't even go straight at it is
tough. Right. I like the little gap on the right side. It's like this little bushy gap, but it's like, no, none of us are going to try for that gap. Yep, just trying to throw a thrasher, get over the pond.
I'm throwing a flow again here, trying to see if I can bite off a little something. But that tree just kind of caught it.
Yeah, luckily you were just far enough that it didn't drop OB, so not a bad look from there.
There's Pixie throwing a 3 from her shot.
Looks like a Big Z machete. Trying to just save her bogey from there.
And this is a gold line compass. Just trying to get it close. There's a bit of a headwind.
Yeah, it definitely felt windier now that we're out of the woods. I'm throwing my Gannon Undertaker from 2020. Just sort of floated it a little too high, but I'm inside the circle.
Yeah, I think that headwind just kind of caught up and slowed it down a little bit.
Cynthia with her harp. Nice approach from there. Big putt from Pixie. Nice bogey save. I mean, it's a bogey, but at least she, minimized that.
Yeah, she still banged a big putt. Got to do it whether you're birdieing or bogeying.
Yep. And can't be big putted, so just trying to keep my stroke. Walk away with my par.
Cynthia not to be big putted either. I'm walking up like, dang, I thought I had a good upshot. And y'all are just going to bang your putts? Okay.
So we all got to the basket in 3, but Pixie with that OB stroke. So we're heading into hole 17, which I thought it was the last hole. Started giving everybody fist pumps on this one. But no. Par 3, 378 feet. Honestly, this one might be reachable.
Yeah.
We also had a little bit of a helping tailwind, so we're just trying to crush something, big distance driver.
Yeah, and by reachable, we mean throwing it as hard as probably we can in hopes that we get there.
Right.
Whereas the men are out here more of like a distance control, trying to get themselves in the best position for birdie, whereas we're just throwing as hard as we can.
Yeah, hope to get like maybe circle 2, circle 1's edge.
Seemed a little low, but I got good flight there.
Yeah, Cynthia and I kind of had a similar line there. Didn't quite swoop to the left. And you must have liked it.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to do what those guys did.
We're literally all in the same spot.
Right. I think it's kind of a little tricky here, too, because we have that giant pond on the left side. So I think that kind of deters us from throwing high enough, even though it wouldn't really come into play if we threw it high enough. But
right.
Our brains are like, And Pixie with the forehand, Big Z crank. Or just a Z crank, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she found herself the farthest away and kind of filtered down that hill there. I was trying to run this, but apparently my brain said no.
Yeah. And just trying to lay it up here.
And Cynthia with the best looking bid out of all of
Yeah.
us. Oh, man. Just a little high.
Keeping the smile.
Bunch of pars, one bogey, moving into the final hole of the round. Hole 18, par 3, 375 feet. Plays quite a bit uphill, so it definitely plays closer to 400, I would say. You know, maybe we could get to circle one, but it's going to take a really well-executed shot, direct line at the basket, which is hard to do with all of these trees on the left side.
Yeah, and the angle that we're throwing here, we have a bit of like a head crosswind. So it's a bit difficult of a wind to throw into. But it's like the last hole. I just want to,
Fire one up there.
throw it as hard as you can. It's the
Right.
last hole.
I've conceded the 3 on this one. I just know it's going to take a harder shot than I want to try to execute on the last hole. So I'm just throwing out a little bit of a hyzer and give myself as much to the right as possible.
I'm just going up to a ballista, see if I can reach it. Left myself a little low.
Yeah, but I mean, when I saw that shot, I was like, wow, she's maybe circle 2, almost circle 2. And
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible because I didn't try it. But so I was impressed.
Oh, well, thank you. And this is Pixie's Big Z Punisher.
Yeah, same thing, just throwing out a hyzer.
Nice approach from her. No putt on the last hole. That's what we like.
Yep, same from Cynthia.
Look at you, managing to stay on the par line there.
Yeah, trying.
I kind of wanted to throw this in, but that branch was too low. I was like,
Yeah, I wasn't really looking at scores or anything. I just I knew I left some out there, and there's a lot of bogeys to be had, and that's really the name of the game out here is minimizing those bogeys because there aren't a ton of birdies for us.
100%. Taking advantage of the birdie holes that we do have and just trying to stay clean on those tweener holes that we end up playing. So here we have Missy Gannon at even.
Yeah, it felt pretty
Even.
good.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't know what the scores were, or who was
Right.
shooting what. So I figured it was okay, but we're gonna have ourselves with a tight race, kind of similar to what we saw in the check-in earlier.
Myself, Cynthia, and Pixie all tied at 4 over, so tied for 7th. Missy Gannon tied for first with even.
Yeah, with a 4-way tie.
4-way tie for first.
Ellen Widboom, Deanne Carey, and Heather Young all coming in with an even score.
And just a few strokes separating everybody, so it's a tight race. Strokes will move around a lot. We're expecting a much wetter course for our second round, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us, and we will join you for round 2.